January 1st, 2023. We've gone to the edge of our small town of Yeoju, where there's almost no lights anywhere, to go to a mysterious pufferfish restaurant. I've never had pufferfish. I might die. This could be my last day on Earth, but I absolutely need to try it before leaving Korea later this year, probably. And boy, I don't see a certification on the walls anywhere. It's a one-story place that's dimly lit without any other buildings around that are lit up at 6 p.m., but in the middle of the winter, so it's unusually dark and rustic for Korea. And Shamar found she sees a poster on the wall that tells of the benefits of eating pufferfish, and I think you should read it. This is what the restaurant claims in their poster. She's translating using her phone.
I put this in my Google Translate. It says, the benefits of eating pufferfish are that it warms the body, improves blood circulation, prevents hardening of muscles, and is rich in protein and vitamins and has no neutral fat. And it goes on and on. It's good for blood pressure and diabetes and detoxifying the liver and removing hangovers and preventing alcohol poisoning. It also brightens your skin. Yes, it says there are studies that have been conducted on the blowfish in the academic world, and it is being revealed that it is very healthy for you. So it has amino acids, and it has a very light and unique taste. So I don't know about this, but I kind of I knew you wanted to do this before we left Korea, but I really thought we would go to an official place in Seoul that has a lot of foot traffic, and this place is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's
this is the most out-of-the-way place I've ever been to in Korea, really, for food, and the most dangerous fish in the world to eat. Man, and when we walked in, everyone they just stopped talking and stared at us like we were aliens from another planet. And there's a drunk family with a little kid. There's a table of 5 old ladies and a kind of late middle-aged husband-wife couple, and that's it. On the wall on some racks next to the wall, there's all these jars of ginseng infusions, these wonderful glass jars with these freaky looking roots with different colored potions inside. Looks like something you'd find in a witch's cabinet or something. Anyway, everyone's tranquilized by the giant television that has a pretty low volume. I'm sure you can hear it. They're eating food, watching people eat other food on a eating show. Foodie culture's in. Has been in for a while. Shamar is really skittish, and she is
I'm gonna order some of the soju. I'm going to order some of the soju to
take the edge off.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous here.
Yeah, this place is so weirdly. Normally, we're used to eating in cafeteria type halls where there's bright white walls and lights everywhere, and the clanking and people eating loudly and drunkenly. But this place it's got the dimensions of an American diner from someone's living room almost. So it's hard to speak loud and boisterously. But in case I die, get poisoned, we brought a bottle of activated charcoal. So if I start going numb around the mouth, I can eat 20 of these pellets, which is the recommended daily amount. Thank you. Of activated charcoal to purge my insides of poison and such. Ooh, she's bringing banchan. Ooh, mashiseo. Okay. Onward to the feast. She warned us that it would take a while, but the side dishes are coming. Okay. Yeah, it does look good. Okay. I know I'm really not supposed to stop talking, but it feels very weird with a waitress kind of giving us stuff. Okay, she's gone. No, this looks good.
This looks
really good.
This looks like some of the most authentic good sides we've had yet.
We should come here and have blowfish every weekend.
Oh my gosh.
They've
It's
got
kind of pricey.
yeah, it's 150,000 won for a plate of sashimi. They also have stew and everything, and if I remember correctly, what I read is that you're more likely to die of the soup. They use more of the fish, so we're eating the sashimi, which I thought was kind of the whole point, is to like taste the subtle flavors of the blowfish. Anyway, they've got plastic blowfishes dangling from strings on the ceiling. One, two, three, four. Yeah. A couple of surveillance cameras, too. So that if I choke, they'll have a good record of it. A couple of fridges, which I think are self-serve, filled with soju and beer. Couple of brass horseshoes over the door for good luck. And they brought us tea. Normally they bring us just water, but it's cold tea. Oh yeah. All right. Should we pause this until they bring us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we shall resume in a minute. Part 2 of our pufferfish adventure. Yeah, she brought out banchan, the waitress, and it was really good. It looked really authentic, and it was really good. And so we ate it, and she came by and was kind of taken aback that we gobbled it up so quickly. Shamar hasn't eaten anything, but I made sure to eat a rice triangle before I came here because I wasn't sure how long it would take, and I also didn't want to confuse being lightheaded from lack of food with being poisoned by pufferfish toxin. So anyway, she brought us out a second round of banchan side dishes, and this bigger dish, she said salad, and it looks like mugwort with sesame seeds and chili paste with shredded pufferfish skin. And the pufferfish skin, when we were researching this, by researching I mean like looking at the internet for 20 minutes, they said that the most toxic part of the fish is the liver, the skin, and the ovaries, but especially the liver. And yeah, but I also read that some pufferfish aren't as poisonous if they're like raised a certain way rather than caught from the wild, and that typically they're not caught in the wild. They're like raised and fed a certain way. But there's not a lot of information about Korean pufferfish. But there's lots. You go to any town in Korea, you'll see a big cartoon pufferfish sign on a few restaurants, and it's not allowed in the U.S. Although I heard there was one importer in New York that has like a special arrangement with the Japanese government and the U.S. government to make sure that it's like not going to kill people. But anyway. Eating this pufferfish skin, I actually really like it. I know the taste is kind of overpowered by the mugwort and the chili paste, but the skin itself, it really does kind of melt in your mouth. And it's just chewy enough and just melty enough. And that balances well with the crunchiness and the kind of medicinal flavor of the mugwort. And I like it. It's very subtle. It has a slight sea flavor, but it's not really salty. Smearing it around in my mouth. I can't really think of anything else that I would describe it. I don't want to describe it as like something gross because it has, kind of a snotty texture.
Is it like oyster or eel or anything like that?
Yeah, maybe a little like oyster, except not as salty. Like you don't really get the brine. There's like a subtle brackish kind of flavor to it. Maybe like the most subtle brie cheese that you can imagine. Yeah, it's not sour. It's not really smoky. It's not really salty. It's like oyster with minus the salt, kind of. Yeah. No, I like it. It's good. I don't want to test my luck by eating this all the time, but the salad is really good. This is before the big sashimi plate that they're going to bring out.
I don't feel numb yet, but I don't know. There's a little kid over there. How old do you think that kid is?
4 maybe?
4-year-old. So the 4-year-old kid, and there's like 5 grandmas all eating together. So you get very young and very old. Cycle of life. It's a very kind of magical, trippy experience to just eat thinking about death all the time. With these big glass jars filled with potions and roots and various nuts and fluids, next to some Jim Beam bottles and some other whiskey products. Yeah, I feel like I'm in some kind of, I don't know, wizard's laboratory at the end of civilization.
I feel like it's in his house.
Yeah, we're kind of, feels like we're in someone's house. The ceiling is so low, like a house, not like a big restaurant. And it seems like everyone knows each other. They're really casual. Which would explain why they all looked at us so strangely when we walked in. Like we're intruding on their thing. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, chogi. 감사합니다. Okay, they brought us a whole fried fish. Chogi. Okay. Yeah, it's got its head and tail and fins and teeth, everything still attached. And it's not a pufferfish, but it's part of their $150 sashimi meal deal, which is what we ordered. So we got to eat a whole fish, bones, guts, head, everything, before we get to the sashimi. And that's presuming that the blowfish skin salad doesn't kill me first. So, all right, this concludes part 2. We'll be back in just a minute after I do some chewing. All right, so they brought out a very large plate with sashimi thinly sliced in a kind of spiral pattern with, I think, real gold shavings, like little stars at the tip of each sashimi slice, with a side plate with tiny little strips of celery and sprouts and what look like other parts of the pufferfish. And she showed us that you're supposed to wrap the sashimi around the celery and sprout and other fish parts into a nice little roll and dip it into soy sauce with wasabi. So, Shamar, I think she's decided that she's not going to touch any of this. And I have to eat this giant plate all by myself, which is fine. And she's feeling so morbid that she's going to probably order a soju for herself and watch me tempt fate.
Yeah, I said that earlier, just haven't done it yet because we've been kind of preoccupied with what this fish is all about. I need to catch the lady's attention though and get myself a soju. You know, it looks really beautiful the way it's presented, and it looks like it tastes really good, but I'm just too scared.
I think I like the salad pufferfish skin more. This is good. I'm sure it'll grow on me, but it's very subtle and rubbery. Does not melt in my mouth. It's chewy, which is why they had to cut it so thin. And one of the family members of the owner, she's red as face. Her face is red with soju and beer, and she's taking pictures and laughing to herself as I take this on. So they're as entertained as I am, probably more so, because they aren't risking death. And
Yeah, let me say one thing.
well,
Let me say one thing.
yeah.
When the lady brought it out, she presented it, and then she showed us how to like wrap it up, and she used the chopsticks and wrapped the fish. No, she wrapped the greens inside the fish, but she had this nice little like twist of the wrist, which made the fish tail like flip around the chopsticks. I don't know if I can explain this properly, but there was like a nice little artistry to the way in which she could prepare it. Whereas watching Keith here, it's a little more difficult because it's so rubbery and slimy. He's having a little bit of trouble there. Well, no, you're doing pretty good.
And I'm holding a phone.
No, you're doing pretty good, but she had that flip of the wrist, which is cool.
So now everyone has left. The old lady's finally left. And it's just a family that owns and runs the restaurant. And they're all waiting for me to eat this giant plate that Shamar won't touch. And I'm slowly consuming piece by piece. They have a TV going with a show of Christmas-themed participants walking around like a folk village or something, dressed as Santa Claus and reindeer, doing piggybacks and stuff. Goofy things with canned laughter. Oh, Changha. Yep.
Or no? What is that one? Is that one okay? The blue one?
Yeah.
Okay. The blue one. Oh, yeah.
The soju that Shamar is ordering is lower alcohol content but higher quality. And it tastes more like sake. And doesn't give you a nasty industrial pollution hangover the same way that soju does.
Still gonna give you an
Yeah, I'm not drinking, but you can pour one for me so that it looks like I'm drinking. I'm here for the toxins that might kill me quickly, not the toxins that will kill me slowly. Anyway, it's kind of hard to make a sashimi roll with one hand while the other hand holds the phone, the microphone. So let's take a break and we'll come back in a little bit. Continuing our feast, one of the owner's daughters, half drunk, came over with a sizzling hot plate and a big old smile on her face and said with a never-ending giggle, she's like, "This is free. Ha 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 ha. Very delicious. This is, just a minute." She plugged into her translator. She showed her blowfish testicles. So she brought us out 4 big blowfish testicles. They look like, I thought it was like a poached egg or like a tiny chicken breast. It's this kind of white meat flavored or white meat colored little dollop with a little bit of soy sauce and black pepper sprinkled on top. And you eat it, and I'm telling you, it melts in your mouth. It's like butter. There's nothing chewy about it. It just falls apart. I wonder if other testicles are this good, or if this is just pufferfish testicles. But I didn't know that a pufferfish could have testicles this big. They're giant. Each one, they're much bigger than a golf ball or something. Each one, let's see, there's 4, and I think each one is like half of a whole one. Each one is like, if you were to combine 2 halves, it'd probably be what, like a
big portion of it.
Yeah, it would be a big portion of the blowfish. I don't know, maybe a little smaller than a tennis ball. I don't know. They're bigger than a golf ball. Golf ball is big, flattened. Yeah. Each half might be like the same size as a golf ball if you were to flatten it. But wow, they're good and rich. And Shamar's not touching hers, so I have to eat like a bunch of testicles. And I gotta say, she's right. It's delicious. But I also read that, like, of all the places on the blowfish to eat, like, what you should absolutely not eat is the liver, the ovaries, or the skin. So we ate a pufferfish skin salad, like right away, and I'm still alive. Although I don't know if how that's going to work out. And the testicles are Maybe her translator translated just reproductive organs as testicles in general. But Shamar is really into holding up half drunkenly, this article on her phone from 13 years ago saying that blowfish testicles poisoned 7 people in Japan. So maybe I'll get my own internet article written about me. Death by blowfish testicles. All right. These are really good. It's so rich. It's like cream. God, the jokes that could be made about what it is that I'm eating. All right, moving on. I think I'll take a break. Testicles are so rich. Oh, I need to put this phone down for a minute and enjoy them. All right. I'll be back after I finish these testicles. All right, so we survived, and we're going for a walk after our pufferfish meal. We made it back to the apartment. We're gonna get a little dessert maybe afterwards to round out our brush with death. Right after we left, at the end of the last segment, they brought out a big basket of deep fried pufferfish, tempura style, which was incredibly good.
Oh, it was my favorite part. Usually tempura is too greasy for me, but this was the tempura was like puffy, like a pufferfish. It was so puffy and delicious.
Fluffy and smooth.
Fluffy, yes.
Oh yeah. And then they brought out a soup, which had big chunks of pufferfish in it. Mm-hmm. And they just kept it coming.
So much food. Man.
And Shamar, finally, she started eating after she drank like half a bottle of
soju.
Of nice, high quality soju. And then she's like, fine, I'll try it. And then she's like, oh my God, the fried pufferfish is so good.
It was so good. And I gotta say, like, Korean food is the best with alcohol. So, like, starting to eat it after I was already a little bit tipsy, oh man, it tasted so good.
Yeah, you hadn't eaten anything.
No, I hadn't eaten anything.
You had
all day.
a little bit of the banchan.
Little banchan and some soju, and that was it. I was hungry.
Yeah.
I was gonna just sit there and watch you eat the whole thing, and then, an hour in, I was like, okay, I gotta eat. I'm hungry. It was so good.
Everyone cleared out. We were the last people there. There's this big family that runs the restaurant with their little... Was he a toddler?
Yeah, he's like a 5-year-old-ish.
I don't think he was 5.
Maybe 4. Maybe 4.
He was toddling, but pretty fast. And he was shy, kept kind of walking by, trying to work up the courage to say hi and bye to me. And the parents were egging him on, and finally he got up the courage. And we had a little exchange. And I was like, yeah, we both faced our fears today, kiddo. Said hi to the scary foreigner in the corner, and I tried a potentially lethal fish.
Thankfully, the daughter of the owner, I think she'd already had some soju shots herself.
She was bright red and grinning.
Yeah, but she was like super giggly. She knew a little bit of English, and she was really helpful. And she came over and like used Google Translate, and she seemed really happy to have us there.
Yeah.
And on our way out, they did a Google Translate that said,
I wish you happiness for the year 2023.
Yeah, so sweet.
She was all giggling and tipsy.
They've probably never had foreigners there, and never probably will again. I mean, it was such an out-of-the-way spot.
A little kid came up as I was leaving and was like, kind of brushed by my legs, touched my shins, scampered away. And then when we were waiting for the taxi outside, he like poked his head out. He was all staring at me with his mouth open. Awesome. That was pretty cool.
It was so chill and laid back in there, though. The whole family was hanging out around a table.
Oh, yeah.
Chilling, watching TV, chatting.
Like we were like...
Felt like we're in their living room.
Like we were part of the family or something.
Yeah, it was super chill.
Friends of their kids or something. Mm-hmm. That level of familiarity. Yeah. Oh man,
What a way to start the year.
yeah.
Like, that is such a way.
Up all
Face
night.
my fears.
Up
take
all
kind
night
of a risk.
finishing a bunch of art projects till like
Yes.
6:30 in the
We didn't
morning.
No, we didn't finish till 6:30 in the morning, and then we probably stayed up another hour. We probably weren't sleeping till 7:30 in the morning.
Yep. And then so work hard and then play hard with highly dangerous fish the next day. So that bodes well. Very well.
It's gonna be a good year.
I think so.
A very good year.
Now it's winter and yeah.
Winter,
no.
we'll go get ice cream now.
And we're gonna get ice cream in the winter.
In the cold.
And I should have put on my glove before holding up my phone to do this recording.
We're gonna go walk through the dark
Cold.
streets of Yeoju.
Can you hold
Ice
this for a
cream
second?
cones, yes.
Yeah. Keep talking.
All right, yeah, so we're gonna walk through dark streets. Well, it's not too late. Usually we walk around these streets, it's like 12 o'clock midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, nobody's out. But I think it's around 9 o'clock. So there's still some traffic. You can hear the cars in the background. So it's a little more lively.
Thing is, I prepared for this meal.
I just
I was
pressed
like,
a button, is it okay?
no, it's cool. And I prepared for this meal. I was like, okay, worst case scenario, they're gonna be like, oh, whatever. We've been drinking all day for New Year's, and oh, here's a foreigner. Who cares? Let's just do kind of a half-assed job cutting up the pufferfish
Maybe
for
he'll
him.
live, maybe he'll
I
die.
was like, dude, I'm not taking that chance. I'm gonna wear my strictly ornamental stainless steel watch, which I never wear, and because I don't need it. And I got a haircut today and shaved,
Went in there looking
and
sharp.
wore my nicer shoes. And I was like, okay, they're gonna take me seriously and not try to kill me. And for the life of me, I could not see any kind of license or certification
No.
that they were
And-
trained to do pufferfish.
No, and any other pufferfish restaurant I've seen in the past few years, they've always had a certification sign outside of the restaurant, and I did not see one here.
We started eating about 2.5 hours ago,
Yeah.
so we're not dead. And
The poison would have kicked in by now, so I think we're clear.
I think so. But thing is, I don't know. I kept thinking like, my lips tingly. Is that little headache? Like, is my head light because slowly working poison?
I know. Well, at one point
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I think my chest is getting tight. But it's just psychosomatic. It's just like me
Yeah.
getting freaked out.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. Well, this concludes our New Year's recording
Yeah.
for January 1st, 2023. Walking through the northern side, Ohakdong, of beautiful Yeoju, South Korea. Bye-bye.
Bye.